passionate motion, squirming around and up and down, pushing together, scattering mountains all around you. That is the sound of a newborn world, a light from a curious sky. It has begun. You're in the hands of destiny. Thrashing with violence, hurling its lava up and down, furnace of frenzy, burning with power uncontrolled. That is the sound of a newborn world, the light from a curious sky. It has begun. You're in the hands of destiny.
All schoolboys together at Charterhouse Public School. When they started out, the band got a lot of stick for being posh pop stars, but in the swinging 60s, Charterhouse was a bastion of Victorian morality and imperial values. The fag system in the competing schoolhouses kept the youngest kids in their place, but the players in Genesis found escape and rebellion in music. Even within the cloistered walls of Charterhouse, something of the psychedelic 60s filtered in.
There was the one piano in this house, and as soon as class was finished, there would be a scramble to occupy it. You could sometimes reserve it, but often it was just a free-for-all. So I used to crawl through the food hatch sometimes to see if I could beat the others.
Peter and I in particular used to play together. We used to play old soul numbers in the main, Otis Redding stuff, Wilson Pickett, things like Benny King. And I don't know, I always thought Pete had a great voice for that kind of material. I mean, he always wanted to play the piano as well, actually, you know, but I managed to get there first, so I did that.
Am I very wrong to hide behind the glare from an open mind and stare?
And there was a strange character called Peter Gabriel who was a very placid, very, very ordinary, very quite normal chap who would just suddenly jump on tables and start singing, which is quite out of character. He was a drummer, in fact, to start with. People don't realise this, but in fact, he lent the anon of our first... he used to let us borrow his drums, and he used to come along and look extremely nervous.
My drums were my pride and joy, you know, when I was a teenager. It's very strange because the bass drum from that kit, I've just pulled out again, and it's a small bass drum. Has a really great, very hip sound. We started writing songs, and I would write with Tony and Mike and Ant were in another band sort of writing called The Anon, and we'd get together for different sessions, and I think, you know, whenever you start playing music as a teenager, you know, you still stand in front of the mirror and imagine a huge audience or whatever, you know, all the fantasies are there.
As daybreak breaks the mist upon the earth, it came to pass, the beauty settled there forevermore. And as the steam clings close to things to come, it came to pass that solid rock did part for humble life. Once upon a time there was confusion, disappointment.
After Baden-Powell, the most famous Charterhouse old boy was pop picker Jonathan King. His chart success annoyed the teachers, but inspired the boys.
I'd returned to my old school for Old Boys' Day, and this young sprout, who was probably there when I was there, but I never remember seeing him in my life, thrust this grubby tape into my... Driving back home, I listened to it, and I thought it was really good. There were some interesting songs, and I loved the guy's voice, the lead vocalist's voice. So I called them up and said, what's the name of the band? And they said, well, we don't have one yet.
His first suggestion was Gabriel's Angels, which I liked, but the rest of the band somehow seemed to miss.
Energised by the support of their hero, a real professional, the Genesis schoolboys signed a publishing deal with King's Company and began enthusiastically songwriting and recording demos.
That was a good, exciting moment, and in fact, then we started to send in demos, which he was less impressed with, and we wanted to get an album made, and so I remember he was totally obsessed with the Bee Gees at the time. So we tried to steer one with a slight Bee Gee tinge to it.
Genesis's first single, Silent Sun, a pastiche of the Bee Gees sound, suited King's pop sensibility and created a bit of a stir. There was a stir in the drum department too. Genesis have had more drummers than you can shake a stick at, and the first of the many lineup changes came when drummer Chris Stewart was replaced by their friend John Silver.
The silent sun that never shines, she is the warmth of my lonely heart, the motion of a turning wheel. Can't you stop it and look around? Baby, you feel so close. I wish you could see my love. Baby, you've changed my life. I'm trying to show you the tiny storm that hides from me. Can't you see that I'm just outside? A mountain stream that chills the sea. Can't you feel in your useless pride? Baby, you feel so close. I wish you could see my love. Baby, you changed my life. I'm trying to show you. When night reveals a star-filled sky, I want to hold it in my hands. When snowflakes heal the ugly ground, your beauty hides the joy I found. Baby, you feel so close. I wish you could see my love. Baby, you changed my life. I'm trying to show you. Very soon I'll ask my love to come inside the nest I'll build alone. One day I'll come to you and call you to my side. One day I'll take you from the warden of our lives. One day we'll fly away to the kingdom of my dreams. One day I'll find myself wrapped in my love. We're waiting for you. Come and join us now. We need you with us. Come and join us now. Look inside your mind, see the darkness is creeping out. I can see the softness there, where the sunshine is gliding in. Fill your mind with love, find the world of future glory. You can meet yourself where the sour turns to sweet. Leave your ugly selfish shell to melt in the glowing flames. Can you sense the change? See your eyes now, listen. We're waiting for you. Come and join us now. We want you with us. Come and join us now. Paint your face all white to show the peace inside. Drift away while the saffron burns to the land where the rainbow ends. Can you sense the change? See your eyes in focus. We're waiting for you. Come and join us now. We need you with us. Come and join us now. We're waiting for you. Come and join us now. We need you with us. Come and join us now. We want you with us. Come and join us now. We need you with us.
King's concept for the album, the entire history of the universe on 12 vinyl inches, was ambitious stuff. Unfortunately, the album wound up selling just 650 copies. It didn't help that Genesis to Revelation was all too often filed in the religious section of record shops. In retrospect, a slow build-up to stardom was no bad thing, but at the time it was a disappointment that led to some soul-searching and eventually to Genesis and Jonathan King going their separate ways.
We're waiting for you. Come and join us now. We need you with us. Come and join us now. Look inside your mind. See the darkness.
Looking back, I mean, to make a few record now, a single or a few tracks, is not a big deal. In those days, to make an album for a bunch of guys who were at school, sort of 15, 16, 17, and couldn't really play very well, to go in and get a record deal, it was only 3 days to make the album, was actually quite an achievement.
I had this brilliant idea to call it From Genesis to Revelation and not have an artist name on it. This was a terrible mistake because it got bumped in the religious bin of all the record shops and nobody ever heard it.
I think a lot of his influence was good. I mean, there's no doubt that some of the tracks we were doing were unwieldy and too naive, but nevertheless I think that he wanted to turn us into too much of a poppy outfit.
I think From Genesis to Revelation was a kind of bit of a false start for the band. It didn't sell well, and it felt very much like they hadn't quite found their sound.
Genesis to Revelation, which is kind of masterminded by King, is very different from certainly what we consider classic Genesis, i.e. the Peter Gabriel lineup, to sound like. The album has this harmonious pop vibe to it, which is very uncharacteristic of what will follow.
The debut, like a lot of bands, was sort of feeling about a bit and just kind of copying.
A flower? You go down to Willow Farm to look for butterflies, butterflies, butterflies. Open your eyes, it's full of surprise. Everyone rises and puts in the rocks.